I've been looking forward to this for so long. After 4 years of gardening, I've just learned to accept that this will happen every single year. Look at that. These tomatoes look so good now. Hello and welcome to today's video. My name is Emilia if you're new here, and I live on the Swedish countryside, and I'm standing here in the shadow just to film this intro because I'm about to enter a very sunny spot in my garden, which is my vegetable garden. I have not entered my vegetable garden for almost a week now because I've been prepping my wedding and I've gotten married. And it's looking like this. It is absolutely crazy how everything has grown. If you've seen my June tour, you will be quite shocked about this. Because it was basically like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago that I filmed that. Maybe 3 weeks now. Look at this dill. And the pumpkins, all the sunflowers. Yeah, I just wanted to give you an overview of everything. I'm gonna dig into this mess now, and you will see piles like this, and I'm so sorry about that, but we just haven't had time really to get rid of them. It's like when we've been weeding the pathway and such, we just made piles. But oh my god, I do have some amazing onions that I need to harvest. The garlic needs to be harvested. I mean, oh my god, I have like a huge zucchini right here. Look at this. 8-ball zucchini. But today I'm gonna focus on some maintenance, seeing what I actually have in this garden. You might have seen my kimchi video already. I harvested basically half of my cabbages, and then the rest I was gonna harvest another day and then process them, but I'm unfortunately gonna have to compost the rest because they are getting eaten up and also flowering. But let's just start here. I really want the tomatoes to focus more on the tomatoes, like the fruiting, and right now it's just like a jungle. And also my indeterminate tomatoes, I had to come out here last night and tie them up and remove some like really big suckers from them. So when I'm all done with this, I might have to do like a Florida weave or string them up on this trellis, because all they have is this stick and they're getting really tall now. I'm basically just gonna thin everything out. Oh yeah, I harvested my first sun gold yesterday. Me and my son shared it. Well, I got to taste it a little bit, but it was mostly for my son, and he loved it. He loves vegetables. But yeah, I've gotten married, and planning and executing the wedding was like one of the best experiences ever. I did have a vision to have 100% of my own flowers for the wedding. Most of them didn't even have time to flower. Like, it was still pretty early in the summer. It was 4th of July. Everything that was flowering, we picked them and we made beautiful arrangement for the tables, and then my mom made my bouquet and my bridesmaids bouquets and all of that with, yeah, some of my own flowers and some were store-bought. My garden is relatively like new, or like I'm building it up. I've been focusing mostly on my vegetable garden, and now I'm getting really into like my flower beds and stuff, but it's taking time, so I couldn't really produce that much in time for the wedding. But I'm just so happy with how everything turned out. My bouquet is still on my table along with my bridesmaids bouquet. So beautiful. Oh, I'm just so grateful for my mom that she was able to do this. I get my green thumb from her. All right, let's see. Here we have my honey nut squash. If I can remove some of the foliage maybe, because they're prone to powdery mildew. Not that it's been super humid, but I might just remove these ones that are kind of shading my carrots. All right, I'm gonna speed it up a little bit when doing the tomatoes here, because otherwise the video will be very long. I can see the deer has been eating on my beans as well. The deer was here yesterday eating on these calendulas. All right, I'm just gonna have to give up on the calendulas this year, I think. I had to remove this whole thing with flowers and all because it was coming from down the bottom here and it was not even in the cage. But I don't want to keep too many branches or leaders here because I needed to focus on the tomatoes now. It's just plenty of foliage and flowers, but not a lot of tomatoes. I can see like 2 tomatoes forming on this one, and it's beginning of July already. I can see a couple of tomatoes underneath here actually. All right, here is a wheelbarrow full of tomato foliage mostly, and it's looking very airy and nice now. I can see all of the branches inside here, the tomatoes and all of the flowers that are forming. It's really important that it has this kind of airflow, that there are no leaves touching in the bottom. You can see all of the flowers here. Now they have the energy to focus on those flowers. See here how many there are. Oh, so excited. Look at all of these tomatoes here. So exciting. So let's move on to this bed. I have my Roma tomatoes in here and I need to give them a trim back. Mainly for airflow and stuff, but also because I have onions here. Look at the poor things. They're totally shaded out. Here I got pumpkins and my God, are they huge now. I'm gonna remove some arms that are like growing this way. I don't want anything to grow towards the pathway here. In towards the bed. What variety is this? This is Baby Boo. And I'm just gonna train them out. Right, look at these leaves, they are huge. But I do need to cut some of them. It's like growing into my tomatoes. See? Oh, sunlight. Finally. I'm gonna empty my wheelbarrow real quick. I'm gonna get after all of these tomatoes. They are Romas. Then we have sunflowers in the middle here. I just can't wait until they've grown a little bit because right now they're kind of shading everything. I planted them a little bit late. I was actually in here not too long ago clearing out, but they grow so quickly. I'm almost done with the tomatoes. I have 2 left. And I'm taking quite a lot from them right now because they are gonna grow back really, really quickly. So I'm leaving a lot of space. I've even trimmed up the sunflowers a little bit so the onions can have a chance to hopefully perk back up and form bulbs. They've gotten a lot of energy from these leaves and formed a lot of flowers. So that is when I usually come and start snipping away. Here I can see a couple of tomatoes. They're like hidden in here, so it's really good to like give it some airflow. Another wheelbarrow full. I mean, I actually prefer the way it was looking before. I just love the lushness and the density of everything, but it will be looking exactly like that in a couple of weeks again. And now they have plenty of sunlight, and the tomatoes will probably take off now that I've cleared everything out. This is the bed that the deer was eating all the chard and beets and everything. This one is looking a little bit yellow. I think I need to fertilize after this, and then I'm gonna cut back my chives that are in the corner. I've already thinned out the carrots. I'm gonna leave these huge dill flowers here and harvest them for pickling cucumbers. I don't want to cut back too much of these foliage here because they're actually protecting the chard that is growing back, but just enough to, you know, give it some sunlight. It's supposed to grow out here this way. I do also have chilies in here. I'm gonna pick that up soon. There we go, there's the chili. All right, so I'm gonna cut this back so that it can hopefully reflush. And then the next growth I am going to harvest and freeze. And I'm thinking maybe this scent, like of the cut chives, are gonna hinder the deers from getting these chards and chilies. See my chili here? I have eaten the top like that, and they've done the same with my shishitos over there. All right, I'm back from lunch and I was gonna start with this bed, but actually there's not much to do here. I might maybe pull up these carrots today and then sow some new ones, but I have this netting here because of the deers eating on my bell peppers. And then here I just have a bunch of zinnias, and these are dwarf cherry tomatoes. They have so many flowers. They have a few ripe tomatoes here. That's exciting. But yeah, I'm just letting them do their thing right here. And then this bed is my garlic bed, and this looks so gross. Look at these garlic scapes. They're like stuck in here on most of the plants. I don't know why they look like that, but they are getting ready to be pulled. And then here I'm gonna have a little look at my cucumbers because they are really growing fast. I need to make sure that they are climbing up this trellis here. And then here I have all of these onions to harvest. They're sizing up really nicely, and then there's just strawberries in here. So not much to do in this bed either. The deer comes here and eat the strawberry leaves, so annoying. But I still get strawberries, and wow, the onions are huge. I'm so excited. And then when I've harvested this garlic, I'm gonna be planting my fall crops in here. Let's see what we're dealing with here with these cucumbers. I have some edamame beans here on the corners. Just making sure they get some nice sunlight. A lot of flowers on these cucumbers. I'm just removing any arms that are like crossing in with each other. Oh, such lovely weather today. It's like perfect temperature to be out here working in the garden, and I've been looking forward to this for so long. I've been so busy with the wedding and everything that, I don't know, these are the moments that I've just been looking forward to. Just so crazy that there's growing potatoes from potato skins that we left in our bokashi. Here you can see like a potato skin, and then there's like a little sprout growing from it. All right, I think that's good. This bed is very lush, and I'm probably gonna let it be so. I have artichokes. I don't know whether like a bunch of soils, probably ants. Like celery, celeriac. Here we have nepera and my aubergines growing fantastically. Look at all of these flowers on the aubergines, so nice. And these are sizing up really nicely too. Almost ready to be harvested, just waiting for them to flop down. And then here are the cabbages. I do have my point cabbage here that I might harvest today. Otherwise, I will not have any to eat. So yeah, this one has gone to flower. It's really gross. I'll just cut it and compost. This one too. Going to flower. It's a shame because obviously they are huge and would have made so much food. But after 4 years of gardening, I've just learned to accept that this will happen every single year. There will always be something that you don't have the time to harvest, or, you know, they get pest and disease and all of that, and it's just inevitable, and it's fine. I did get 2.5 kilos of kimchi out of these, so overall it's a win. I'm probably gonna harvest these too. They are splitting and getting really, really big. It's called rabi. Do like a quick pickle with these. And here I am covering my jalapenos. Ooh, needs to be harvested. They're getting spicy, I think. I'm gonna have to harvest my fennels. I actually haven't even started my drip irrigation this year. It just hasn't been needing it. I've been watering a little bit because I do like that process. Gives me a chance to see if everything is under control. It's been raining like a nice amount. Maybe I'll get something. I was a little bit late planting these, so I kind of knew that this would happen. I mean, maybe. I'm gonna cut it open inside. That is the biggest, most disgusting grub. This one hasn't even formed a head yet, so I'm gonna toss that. Oh my god, look at that! I got 3 really small point cabbage, huge kohlrabi that might be too fibrous, and a tiny one. I'm gonna bring these inside really quick. That is a really big fennel. I'm gonna have to harvest that one, I think, tonight. I also have a whole Napa cabbage in the fridge. The last bed, a whole row of calendula, sunflowers, zucchini, beans. I'm just scared that I mixed the beans up because these look like green beans, like regular bush beans, and those over there that was supposed to be green beans look like pole beans or runner beans. I just need to remove some of these really big leaves so that they have a chance here to grow. It's a bumblebee in my thyme. It's so cute. And there is a really strange fungus here. Yeah, look at this. That was in my garden bed. Here's the purple basil. I snapped it off here, so I'm gonna take this and root it and pop it in somewhere else. But this is like a huge zucchini for being an 8-ball zucchini. I'm gonna get it. Look at that. I guess we have some grilled zucchini on our menu tonight as well. So this bed maybe looks pretty much the same. It's a little bit more airflow here by the zucchini. And in this bed I've just removed those cabbages. These tomatoes look so good now. I can actually see everything in here. And I can already see calendula like perking up, finding the light. So cute that they're like, yes, finally. And I just hope that I can keep these and that they won't get eaten like these ones. Here I have some lettuce I need to harvest. I can see that the plants are like thankful. But yeah, here are the beans that I think are the pole beans. I don't know how I mixed that up. And then I need to thin out these carrots, but I'm not gonna do that today because my back is aching now. And here, looking a lot better. The onions are getting light finally. You can see this whole area here was completely shaded by the huge leaves of these pumpkins. But now, they get a lot of sun. Yay! Tomatoes looking good. Here is my chili finally getting light. This one too, if it comes back, I'm gonna go find something to protect them with, as well as these chard here. I need to harvest zinnias because they're getting really leggy. My first nasturtium bloom for the season. Very tall dill heads. I love this view. That is so pretty. And this bed is a really low growing bed with just a bunch of low growing things. But I did sow some sunflowers here a couple of days ago. There you can see a sunflower picking up. A garlic bed, gonna have to harvest them, another video. The cucumbers are looking a lot more spacious along with the edamame beans. Haven't done anything to that bed, but I think that is gonna be the end of this video. I'm gonna come out here, fertilize, sow new seeds to fill in those empty spaces. I will probably do a huge garlic and onion harvesting video. That's gonna be so exciting, as well as planting out my fall crops. Look at the height of these dill. I can finally start to enjoy the rest of the summer and this season. I've decided on coming out here and planting things right away. I don't want to leave the soil bare. I have some sweet peas loose in this container that I'm just gonna plant here. I think that will provide nice scent and color to this little section here. I need some height, as well as some little gem lettuce here in this edge here. These green beans, plant them where I have my fennels, so there will be some sort of succession sow, because I'm gonna harvest those quite soon. More carrots, I can never get too much carrots, such a great filler, as well as parsnips, and then herbs. I have some fennel herb, like fennel seed. I have basil. I want to grow a lot more basil to have like a harvest later this summer, as well as parsley, because the deer keeps eating my parsley. It's gonna be a fun little mix here, but I'm gonna start with the sweet peas, and they are different colors. I've just mixed them all up. Yeah, they're white, apricot pink, etc. And then let's do little gem here. That will be a nice kind of fall crop of lettuce. A row of carrots right here. And then I'll do parsnips on the other side. I'll do parsley like over here. Basil. I'm gonna do the whole package. And let's pop the green beans in here, sort of like right behind the fennels, or like in between. Just nestle them in. I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.